This man has the most questionable superpower in existence. His name is Saris, and he's been cursed with a system that makes women absolutely lose it around him. And no, not in the romantic comedy "oh he's so charming" way, we're talking full-on aggressive attraction. The catch? Every time he, let's call it, accepts their affection, he gets massive stat boosts. Attack power, defense, the whole package. Our guy swears he only does this to save humanity. A noble sacrifice, truly. The things a hero must endure. His world is crawling with dungeons and monsters, and warriors risk their lives daily clearing them out. But Saris has his own mission burning in the background. He's been hit with demonic poisoning, and if he doesn't find a cure, he's done for. So while everyone else is worried about monster invasions, our hero is juggling life-threatening poison and a power system that turns every female encounter into a potential stat farm. You can't make this stuff up. Right now, things are looking rough. A battle has broken out near the city, and soldiers are running for their lives because the monster levels are way beyond their pay grade. Among the chaos stands the demon princess Yas, a towering green-skinned woman who looks at human heroes the way you'd look at an ant trying to fight a lawnmower. She's not impressed. These warriors, snacks for her king, nothing more. A D-class heroine named Bella spots Saris in the fray and screams at him to retreat with everyone else. The guy just shakes his head. He came here to protect the city, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Bella's body is at its limit. She can barely stand, let alone fight, but our boy plants his feet and stares down the approaching horde. The creatures notice him immediately. One human standing when everyone else has fled? That's either brave or stupid, and they're betting on stupid. They swarm toward him, eager to end this quickly. The demon princess Yas watches with amusement, already imagining using his skull as a wine goblet for her beloved king. Classy. Saris doesn't flinch. Instead, he does something that makes zero sense to anyone watching. He activates his login system, right there, mid-battle. With a building-sized demon woman charging straight at him, Yas closes the distance in seconds, her massive frame barreling toward our hero with killing intent. She grabs him by the head, her mouth full of teeth inches from his face, looking every bit like she's about to bite his skull clean off. And then, she doesn't. Something shifts in her expression. Her grip loosens slightly. Her face gets uncomfortably close in a way that has nothing to do with violence. The system did its thing. Instead of becoming monster food, Saris is now getting stat points from the most dangerous woman on the battlefield. Bella's brain short-circuits. She screams, asking what the absolute hell he's doing. The other monsters freeze too, watching their princess suddenly get very friendly with their enemy. One of the green creatures can't even process it, just standing there with its jaw hanging open. Our hero, meanwhile, is leveling up like crazy. Attack stats climbing, the system pinging notifications left and right, all according to plan. Well, plan might be generous, but the results speak for themselves. With his stats freshly boosted, Saris makes his move. One quick motion, and he's out of the princess's grip, weapon already swinging at the surrounding monsters. The demons scramble back, completely thrown off by the sudden reversal. Yas stumbles, looking confused and embarrassed, like she just woke up from a weird dream she can't explain. No, she wipes her mouth, annoyed at herself, not entirely sure why she grabbed the human instead of crushing him. The other monsters start muttering among themselves. One of them mentions that the rumors were true, that the princess has a thing for finding young ones. Another quickly shuts that talk down, insisting only filthy humans have flings and that they shouldn't dare question their princess. But the damage is done. Yas realizes what just happened, and more importantly, she realizes the king absolutely cannot find out about this. Evidence must be destroyed. She points at Saris and orders her troops to kill that human immediately. Our hero tenses up, gripping his sword. Here comes the real fight. A massive green creature launches at him first, but Saris sidesteps with surprising agility. He counterswings, only to watch his blade shatter against the monster's hide. Fantastic. He's surrounded now, multiple creatures closing in from all angles. They attack without mercy, blades and claws coming from every direction. But here's the thing, his defense didn't actually go up from that encounter with Yas. His attack power though? Up by 100 points? So while he's still getting hit, he's hitting back way harder. He swings what's left of his broken sword and absolutely demolishes a creature's weapon. Before the monster can react, Saris is already spinning toward another one, trying to sneak up behind him, landing a blow that sends it flying across the battlefield. Bella watches in disbelief. An F-class hero moving like this. Something's not adding up, but she's not complaining. One of the bigger creatures decides it's time to end this and charges in with a determined look, thinking it'll slice this annoying human into ribbons. It lands a hit. Saris braces himself, and the monster realizes it barely scratched. Our guy looks down at the minor wound, then back at the creature, almost insulted. Before he can capitalize on this moment, something grabs his attention from behind. The demon princess is back. Yas hits him with a powerful strike that sends shockwaves through his arms as he blocks. The impact is brutal. His teammate Bella is barely holding her own against the regular monsters, and now the princess herself is on the offensive again. The horde watches eagerly, sensing the inevitable conclusion. Saris feels the weight of her attacks, each one heavier than the last. One of the monsters sees an opening and tries to sneak in a killing blow while he's distracted. Bad idea. Out of nowhere, Yas's tail whips around and smashes the monster aside, sending it tumbling across the ground. Everyone freezes. Did their princess just protect the human? Yas stands there, tail slowly retracting, her expression unreadable. She tells her troops not to move, saying she will personally teach this human a lesson. The monsters cheer, excited to see their princess in action, completely misreading what's about to happen. She grabs Saras again, pulling him close like she's about to take a bite out of him. Her mouth moves toward his ear. The demons watch with anticipation, ready to see their enemy get devoured. Then she bites his ear, holds it for a moment, and lets go. Defense bonus acquired. The system pings happily while Saras just accepts his fate. This is his life now. A hero sacrificing himself for humanity, one awkward encounter at a time. Yas doesn't fully understand what's happening to her, but she's enjoying this way more than she should. She knows it's wrong. She knows she should be ripping this human apart, but she can't stop herself. Meanwhile, Saras is racking up stat points like he's playing some kind of twisted dating sim. A nearby monster tries to rationalize what it's seeing, suggesting the princess is just studying the human to learn their weaknesses. Yeah, sure, let's go with that. With his defense now boosted to ridiculous levels, Saras decides it's time to stop being passive. He draws his weapon and prepares to fight back for real. But Yas is smarter than he expected. Her tail wraps around his torso and yanks him off his feet, pinning him in place. She grabs his neck and slams him against a wall while her army roars in approval. He struggles, realizing he's still not strong enough to overpower her. She leans in, her demonic face inches from his, telling him that little humans shouldn't dare to fight against monsters. Then she grabs his armor and rips it clean off his body. Her excuse? She wants to show him the difference in their physical power? Right, that's definitely the reason. The monsters watching are convinced he's about to learn a very painful lesson. Saras notes that his armor is gone, but he also notices something else. Yas is hesitating, her hands are shaking slightly. She's fighting against something internal, some urge she can't quite name. Our hero recognizes an opportunity when he sees one. He decides to make another sacrifice for the greater good. He pulls her into an embrace, activating the system at full throttle. His stats start climbing at an insane rate, numbers flying across his vision. The monsters watching can't believe what they're seeing. Their princess wrapped around this human, and neither of them seems to be fighting anymore. One creature, decked out in fancy armor, drops its sword in shock and whispers a single word. Beloved concubine, the Demon King has arrived. Bartley stands there, fury radiating off his massive frame as he watches his precious Yas in the arms of a filthy human. Yas immediately tries to explain, stumbling over her words, saying it's not what it looks like. Saras, now significantly powered up from this entire ordeal, quietly prepares for the fight of his life. The king doesn't want explanations. He wants blood. He roars that he'll kill this human and charges with speed that shouldn't be possible for something that size. Saras barely gets his guard up before the impact sends him flying. He crashes next to Bella, rolling across the ground before forcing himself back to his feet. He's hurt, but he's still standing. He tells his companion he can handle this, even though they both know the gap in power is enormous. Bartley appears directly in front of him, having crossed the distance in a blink, confirming what Saras already suspected. This is the A-class Demon King, the jealous husband who just caught his wife getting cozy with another man. Bartley growls that the woman promised it wouldn't happen again. The emphasis on again hits different. This isn't the first time Yas has had this problem, apparently. The king is shaking with rage, his killing intent suffocating everyone nearby. He's not here to talk. He's here to murder, and Saras is first on the list. But before the violence can escalate further, Yas does something unexpected. She turns on Bartley and starts yelling at him. This is all his fault, she screams. He took so long to arrive. What the hell was he even doing that made him so late? The Demon King, this terrifying A-class monster who was about to murder everyone, suddenly looks like a scolded puppy. He stammers an apology, explaining he was busy handling some fleeing humans. The monsters watching are genuinely moved by this display. Their mighty king so humble and simple with his queen. Relationship goals, apparently. Saras sees his chance. While everyone's distracted by this demon couple's therapy session, he grabs Bella and starts backing away. Yas notices and panics. The king's delay made her fall into temptation, and now she doesn't know how to process it. Bartley points at the human, blaming him for trying to console his woman. Yas quickly turns and declares she'll kill the human right now. She doesn't need to feel sad anymore. Then she announces that Bartley is her one true love, that she could never feel anything for another man. The king spots the humans escaping and orders his troops to catch them, but there's a problem. Yas already told them not to interfere. The monsters stand there confused, and Bartley calls them idiots for listening to contradicting orders. He doesn't wait for them to figure it out. Bartley charges at Saras himself, closing the distance in a blink. Our hero barely registers the massive creature approaching before the hit lands. The impact sends him flying, crashing close to where Yas stands. The attacks are too fast to defend against, and he feels ribs crack from the force. Without giving him time to think, the king charges again, swearing he'll split this human in two for seducing his concubine. Saras activates his system desperately. Then Yas moves. She strikes her own king, telling him not to hurt the human. Bartley freezes in absolute disbelief. His beloved just hit him. For a human, our hero seizes the moment and bolts while the Demon King stands there trying to understand why this is happening. The Demon King is having a full mental breakdown. Tears stream down Bartley's face as he falls to his knees, desperately trying to understand why his beloved concubine keeps choosing random humans over him. He starts crying, demanding an explanation, shaking with a mixture of rage and heartbreak. But Yas doesn't care about his feelings anymore. She breaks free from his grip and launches herself at Saras like he's a swimming pool on a hot day, diving onto him with absolutely zero hesitation. Our hero's stat notifications explode, numbers climbing faster than he can read them. The Demon King watches this happen in real time, his woman literally throwing herself at another man right in front of him. Something inside Bartley shatters completely. He screams, falls to his knees again, and howls a pathetic no that echoes across the battlefield. The monsters around them don't know where to look. Their mighty king reduced to this. Bella tries to take advantage of the chaos, rushing in to save her friend from this increasingly inappropriate situation. Bad move. Yas catches her with that powerful tail and whips her against a wall without even looking. The demonist is too focused on our hero to care about collateral damage. Meanwhile, Saras is gaining attribute points at an absurd rate, his power spiking higher with every passing second. Bartley snaps back to fury. If he can't have Yas, no one will have anything. He grabs her, pulling her close, saying he wants her to keep her promise and die alongside him. The self-destruction energy starts building. Yas screams desperately for help, saying she doesn't want to die. Our hero doesn't hesitate. His broken sword finds its mark, striking the Demon King and pulling Yas from his grasp. But the self-destruction can't be stopped anymore. The explosion tears through everything. Saras holds both women as they're thrown through the air, crashing through floors until they land somewhere deep in the lower dungeon. When the dust settles, our hero checks himself for injuries. Something feels weird in his chest area. He looks down and finds the tiniest salamander crawling into his pants. Apparently, Yas transforms into this form when weakened. The demon princess is now a pocket-sized lizard hiding in his underwear. What a day. The terminal pops up, confirming he defeated the Demon King and rewarding him with a complete map of the dungeon. Every room, every trap, every corridor. This is exactly what he needs to find the demon god's liquid. While he's processing this information, Bella regains consciousness and realizes she's in a rather compromising position on top of him. She jumps away immediately, face burning red, apologizing like her life depends on it. He agrees to open the map, and the terminal displays detailed information about every path forward. Getting to the boss room should be straightforward now. But before he can celebrate, agony explodes through his body. Purple goo starts seeping from his skin, and his finger begins melting before his eyes. He screams, clutching his arm as the demonic poison ravages him. His whole body oozes that toxic substance as he rolls on the ground in excruciating pain. Bella doesn't know what else to do. She hugs him, holding his thrashing form against her chest. Somehow, her touch calms the reaction. The poison recedes, his finger stops dissolving, and he can breathe again. She asks what the hell is happening to his body. So he tells her everything. 6 months ago, monsters attacked the city. They were fighting over some kind of box. During the battle, the box broke and released something horrific from the sky. The smell alone nearly made him vomit. That toxic rain fell on everyone in the area, humans and monsters alike, causing terrifying reactions. Most died instantly. Sarah survived by hiding under rubble, avoiding direct contact, but just breathing the smell was enough to infect him. When he woke up in the hospital, doctors told him he had 1 year to live. Then the terminal appeared, promising that the demon god's liquid could cure him. That's why he's here. That's why he's risking everything. His countdown is running, and he refuses to let it reach 0. They start walking through the dungeon. But let's rewind a bit because there's context needed here. A day earlier, some guy was pointing a sword at our hero, demanding to know how Saras knew the color of his wife's underwear. Yeah, that happened. Saras explained with a completely straight face that he's been training his battle senses to perceive the colors of everything around him. It's for combat purposes, obviously. The guy didn't believe him, so Saras proved it by listing the underwear colors and types of every single person in that room, in graphic detail. The kind of information nobody asked for but everybody received. One guy whose secret got exposed told the captain to kill Saras immediately. But another henchman pointed out they couldn't do that in the city without getting criminalized. So they came up with a better plan. Put him in the bait group, let the dungeon kill him. No direct involvement, clean hands. This is how our hero ended up in a raid where he was literally meant to die as trap fodder. Back in the present, the raid group has been making their way through the dungeon with significantly less grace than Saras. Their captain, also named Cyrus, is the kind of leader who sends lower-ranked members ahead to trigger traps. When poor Meki got his head pierced by a trap mechanism after being forced to walk first, the captain just ordered the next lowest level to step forward. Real inspiring leadership. Then the doors opened and our Saras walked out with Bella. The captain recognized him immediately and went ballistic, demanding to know why he's still alive. The bait group wasn't supposed to survive. Our hero is a loose end, and the captain wants it tied up permanently. But there's work to be done first. The captain orders Saras to go ahead and scout for traps, fully expecting him to die in the process. Our boy pulls up his terminal map and starts walking. The raid group watches in disbelief as he navigates perfectly through the trapped corridor, not triggering a single mechanism. He passes the lifeless body of Meki without flinching, stepping exactly where the terminal tells him to step. 5 steps forward, turn left, avoid that tile. The group loses their minds. How is an F rank perceiving all these traps? It has to be luck, right? Nobody can be that precise. When Saras reaches the other side completely unscathed, he just smiles and says it's the result of his training. The captain is furious but can't argue with results. In the next room, Saras notices mushrooms growing on the ground. These particular mushrooms buff monsters but give humans severe diarrhea. He thinks about the little salamander, wondering if she's hungry, and bends down to grab some. They smell delicious, making him drool, but he knows better than to eat them himself. The captain approaches from behind, demanding to know what he picked up. When he sees mushrooms, he snatches them away, declaring that everything found in the dungeon belongs to his group. Then, like an idiot, he eats one. Our hero says nothing, just watches. The captain orders him to move ahead and open the doors. A few minutes later, the captain's stomach starts churning, badly. The man is struggling to hold it together while ordering the group forward. The other members smell something strange in the air and start panicking, thinking they triggered a poison trap. The captain orders everyone to run, trying desperately not to leak in front of his subordinates. After they escape the area, he approaches Saras and asks about the mushrooms. Our hero plays dumb, asking what's going on. The captain, sweating and clenching, insists it's nothing. They continue through the dungeon, Saras guiding them around traps and monsters using his map. The captain grows suspicious that the boy seems to know this place, but convinces himself that Saras would have been eaten without the group's protection. When our hero announces they're approaching the boss room, the captain decides his usefulness has ended. That despicable man activates a skill on his weapon and strikes a stalactite above Saras, trying to make it look like an accident. The massive rock formation comes crashing down. Our hero would have been crushed, but a tail sweeps him out of the way at the last second. The same tail swings toward the captain and sends him flying. Behind the group, a massive creature emerges. A B+ category purple scorpion. Rocks collapse, separating Saras from the raid group. He's trapped on one side with something else entirely. A voice asks why there's a human here. He turns to find a woman approaching. Sadiel, a ranking monster who looks at him like he's something disgusting stuck to her shoe. On the other side, the raid group battles the scorpion. The vice captain takes command, ordering archers to fire while tanks hold the line. The arrows bounce off harmlessly. This thing is powerful, and their attacks aren't working. Saras faces his own problem. Sadiel sends one of her puppet creatures at him, and he responds with a punch carrying 3,190 attack power. The puppet explodes into pieces. One hit, Sadiel isn't impressed, saying she wanted that thing to rip his head off anyway. She doesn't want to touch a disgusting human with her hands, but since he killed her puppet, she'll have to do it herself. She attacks, and our hero activates his system, but she's fast. She traps him with her thick thighs and throws him to the ground in one fluid motion. While he's down, she lands a massive kick directly to his face. She comments that it's actually quite a nice face. Nice to kick, that is. She throws him against the stone wall, then kicks him again, finding the whole experience weirdly satisfying. The thing is, every hit is giving him stat points. His attack power climbs and climbs while she treats him like a punching bag. On the other side, the captain finally kills the scorpion and starts boasting about how strong he is, completely unaware of what's happening to our hero. A dark voice suddenly asks Sadiel why she's making so much noise. She freezes. Lord Nay, the dungeon boss, is watching. She panics, realizing she forgot his order to quickly kill any intruders. She needs to correct her mistake, but when she turns back to Saras, something has changed. Our hero stands there radiating power like a battle god. Over 10,000 attack power now. He asks her casually if she wants to keep playing. Sadiel feels the oppressive aura rolling off him, similar to her master's presence. Fear wins. She bolts, fleeing like a scared cat, leaving our guy alone in the rubble. Bella pushes through the collapsed rocks, finding Saras's foot pushing debris aside. She asks if he's okay, if he got hurt. He just smiles and says he's great. The captain, still high on his scorpion victory, tells everyone to follow him and witness true strength. He's already planning what rewards he'll demand when they return. Sometime later, Sadiel kneels before her master Nay, warning him that the human is extremely powerful. Nay responds by asking what he ordered her to do. She says guard the door and prevent creatures from entering. He asks what the hell she's doing here then. Before she can explain, golden energy pierces her chest. A massive explosion occurs behind her. Nay doesn't want to hear excuses. Sadiel falls lifeless, and Nay flicks his finger, throwing her body into a pile of corpses. She lands among the dead, thinking she doesn't want to die there. Nay says she'll only serve as firewood now. After so long, using thousands of humans and monsters as fuel, the demon god's liquid has finally started to boil. The door to his room explodes. The raid group storms in, led by the cocky captain who announces he's about to kick the boss's ass to hell. Nay asks if this is the powerful human Sadiel mentioned. Behind the demon on an altar, Sarah sees it, the boiling demon god's liquid, his cure. So close. The captain charges, confident in his victory. Nay points one finger and unleashes a massive energy blast that shatters the man's rank A armor like paper. Pei crashes against the wall, only surviving because he's wearing rank S armor his brother lent him underneath. His companions rush to help him up while he demands to know why there's such a power difference between monsters here. His solution? Use the raid group to weaken the boss, then swoop in for the kill. He orders everyone to charge, promising to be their support. The vice captain tries to suggest actual tactics but gets shut down. The raiders believe their leader and advance. Ney unleashes another blast. Most of them disintegrate instantly. Sarah's manages to grab Bella and the vice captain before they're caught. The coward captain immediately tries to flee, screaming for survivors to run. Our hero catches his arm and won't let go. He reminds the captain that he promised to be solid support. The captain attacks Saris, trying to break free, but our hero grips his hand and twists it like nothing. When Ney fires another beam, Saris throws the captain directly into it, telling him to be solid support for his team. The rank S armor shatters. The captain is thrown aside, alive but broken. Now it's Saris's turn. Bella wants to stay and fight. The vice captain, a rank B hero, says he's there to defeat monsters, not flee. The three of them face Ney together. Our hero attacks, striking the creature's hand, but Ney pulls back before taking damage. Impressed by his speed, the boss calls him a cockroach. Saris runs for the altar. His goal was never to kill the boss. He just wants the demon god's liquid. But when he reaches the platform, a protective barrier zaps him with enough force to throw him across the room. Ney explains that as long as he lives, no one can enter that circle. Something catches Saris's attention. In a hole in the wall, he spots Sadiel. She's alive, trembling, begging him not to make noise so Ney doesn't notice her. Our hero quickly reaches into his pocket and places a restoration mushroom at the cave entrance. Sadiel, starving and wounded, grabs it and eats while crying. Something shifts in her heart as she tastes it. Feelings she doesn't understand start developing for this human who showed her kindness. The terminal shows new weapons available, cards flying around him. He picks one, and a beautiful sword materializes in his hand. He attacks Ney, but the boss blocks it easily, saying it was just bait to draw the cockroach close. The monster thinks he can't dodge at this range. But Saris says he never mentioned dodging. A cut appears on Ney's hand. The boss mocks him for only managing a scratch. Then his clothes start tearing apart. The sword has the power to make enemy clothes vanish. Ney realizes what's happening and screams in fury, calling him a filthy bastard. Our hero attacks again, trying to strip the remaining garments. The boss dodges desperately, asking if he's really trying to make her bottom clothes disappear too. The fight continues, with Saris chasing a 10-second cooldown on his ability, while Ney fires energy blasts. His nose gets broken. The pain is nothing compared to the poison eating him from inside. Bella fights with a broken leg. The vice captain provides support, but Ney targets the injured girl, threatening to kill her. Saris activates his ability and shields Bella. The sheer speed of his movement shatters both their armors. An explosion occurs where the beam was diverted. Bella feels strange afterward, her body getting hot. She grabs his face between her hands, looking out of control. She leans in to kiss him. Then she remembers being 8 years old and awkward, wanting to play house with him. She pulls back and runs off screaming, mortified that she almost took the initiative. The vice captain grabs her arm, telling her not to trust Saris, that he's clearly taking advantage. She says she trusts Cyrus completely. She agrees to help him defeat the boss. But the vice captain remembers something from their childhood. He'd hit her face back then too. History repeats as he pushes her away now. She wonders why he rejected her. The brief contact was enough for stat bonuses anyway. Sarah says she doesn't need to do this. He'll defeat the boss alone. She screams, asking why he doesn't want her. He doesn't answer. The vice captain mutters that he knows she has a crush on the guy. Ney fires her ultimate attack using everything she has. Saris is almost out of mana, but Bella grabs his head and gives him all she's got. His power explodes. The vice captain nearly has a heart attack watching. Bella once said Saris already has someone else in his heart and that won't change. He destroys Ney with a single piercing attack. The boss falls, but when he approaches the altar, the barrier is still active. Ney rises, saying she's not defeated yet. Before he can finish her, he hears shouting. Bella is in critical condition. His friend is dying. He makes his choice. He runs past Ney, picks up Bella, grabs the vice captain, and retreats. Childhood memories flash through him. Kids bullying Bella for being ugly, saying anyone who gets close will become infected. Our hero hitting those bullies, defending her, promising to play with her, promising to take responsibility. He tears through the dungeon, destroying every monster in his path. Behind him, Ney sacrifices herself into the fire to complete the ritual. The demon god's liquid reaches maximum temperature. Outside the dungeon, the surviving raid members watch as the captain tries to assert authority over Saris, declaring him unfit for expedition teams. Our hero responds by stepping on the man like an insect and continuing toward the hospital without a word. He saves his friends. They'll live. But when he returns for his cure, everything has changed. Inside the dungeon, something terrifying awakens. The completed ritual transforms the demon god's liquid into something far worse. A figure emerges from the cauldron. The demon goddess Ithoth, ancient and powerful, stretches her new form and surveys her surroundings with cold interest. Monsters nearby witness her arrival and immediately try to flee. She kills them without effort, complaining that they're too ugly to be her minions. One monster throws himself to the ground, begging to serve anyone more powerful than Ne. The others follow, offering themselves as servants. Athoth looks at them with disgust and makes them all explode. She doesn't want ugly followers. Then she notices Sadiel still wounded in her pile of corpses. She approaches, commenting that this one seems acceptable. She commands Sadiel to lift her head and open her mouth, then extends her arm and forces the demon woman to drink. Sadiel feels her body instantly healing, power flowing through her veins. She's bound now, whether she wants to be or not. Athoth explains the situation. At night, she loses her power and transforms into a human girl form. During those hours, Sadiel must protect her and eliminate any threats. But she warns not to try anything, because she can still be killed even in that weakened state. Her heart is sealed in the Heroes Guild, and once she recovers it, every monster in existence will bow before her. At guild headquarters, problems are stacking up. Rank S. Darren, the brother of the Captain Saris, humiliated, slams someone's head against a table. He demands to know how the mission failed. The captain explains that Saris survived when he shouldn't have. Darren's solution is simple. Place all blame on that guy. Sentence him to death for desertion. Saris returns to the dungeon, finding it collapsed. The altar room is destroyed. The demon god's liquid is gone. He searches desperately through every remaining chamber, refusing to accept that his cure has vanished. There's one room left. He encounters Sadiel again, and she immediately attacks with a kick to his face. But something's different about her. She's blushing. He notices and asks if she ate a mushroom. The question hits her like a truck. She remembers crying while eating that restoration mushroom he left for her, the feelings that started developing. Reluctantly, she admits it was the most disgusting mushroom she's ever eaten and tells him to leave. Saris points out that she's turned red. He says it seems like she liked him. She loses her mind, attacking furiously and screaming that he's talking nonsense. There's nothing for him to lick this time, she shrieks, landing a powerful kick to his face. Her feelings for humans are nothing but disgust. Body disappears before she can finish him. Even after taking that hit, he managed to escape. Our hero is in a hurry. He can practically feel something pulling him toward the last door, the demon god's presence. When he opens it, he comes face to face with the most stunning woman he's ever seen. His brain malfunctions. He thinks she's human. Without really thinking about what he's doing, he reaches out and gives her a little squeeze. Just to confirm she's real, Sadiel appears behind him, asking her mistress why she left her assigned room. Our hero steps back, surprised. Then the woman prepares a special attack and hits him directly in his weak spot. He crumples, feeling something bizarre happening to his body. Ithoth pauses, surprised herself. She senses something familiar inside this human. A part of her heart, her essence has stored itself in his body somehow. He pushes her away, irritated, demanding to know what the crazy woman is doing. Then it clicks. She is the demon god's liquid. The antidote he's been searching for has transformed into a person. He questions why his cure turned into a human, then quickly grabs her hand, makes a small cut, and puts his mouth to the wound. She turns red but doesn't stop him. He drinks, hoping her blood still carries the cure. When he checks his status, nothing has changed. Still poisoned, still dying, 101 days left. In human form, her liquid loses its healing properties. His salvation is standing right in front of him in a body that can't save him. Sadiel kicks him away from her mistress, furious at the liberties he's taken. Ithoth processes the situation. Her heart is trapped in this human. If she wants to recover her full power, she needs to extract it from him. The simplest method would be to turn him into paste and absorb everything. Before she can act, something unexpected appears. A creature emerges from the shadows, half woman and half spider, Ghana. She calls out to her lord, saying she traveled miles upon miles to find her. She holds up a small bell, proof of her devotion, saying she never took it off since her mistress gave it to her. Her eyes are wild with obsession as she approaches, asking if she can devour Ithoth now so they can be together forever. Athoth looks uncomfortable. That's not love. That's a horror movie. Saris makes a split-second decision. He grabs the demon goddess and runs, leaping through a hole in the wall with her in his arms. Ghana screams behind them, demanding her mistress be returned, her spider legs scrambling in pursuit. Our hero doesn't look back, wondering how a boss-ranked monster appeared out of nowhere. He just needs to get her somewhere safe first. They eventually shake off the spider woman. Saris brings Ithoth to the guild zone, which happens to be his home. She surveys the area with barely hidden contempt, already planning how easy it will be to spread terror from here once she recovers her power. Then she shifts tactics. Her expression softens, becomes vulnerable. She wraps her arms around Saris, calling him her dear hero. She explains that she's been cursed. If she doesn't find a man to play video games with, she'll die. She begs him to save her, pressing closer with manufactured desperation. Saris hesitates. His moral compass spins wildly. Can he really turn away someone who's suffering? He tells her he can't exploit her vulnerabilities. She doubles down, saying she's in so much pain. Please, hero, save her. That idiot actually considers it. His sense of heroic responsibility wars with his survival instincts. Eventually, duty wins. He decides he will make this sacrifice for her sake. Athoth barely contains her smirk. Perfect. Once she gets close enough, she'll kill every human in this pathetic city. Then Saras notices something wrong. She has a tail. He can see it, but it's not behind her where a tail should be, it's in front. And upon closer inspection, it's not really a tail at all. His brain takes a moment to catch up with his eyes, the shape, the size, the implications. He screams, pure primal terror. He scrambles backward, crawling away from her like he's witnessed something unholy. His back hits the wall. The little salamander nearby sees it too, and absolutely cannot handle the pressure. The tiny creature looks ready to faint from secondhand trauma. Sarah stutters, voice cracking, asking why the girl has a sword that big. That thing is more armed than a medieval knight. Ithoth corners him against the wall, reminding him that the brave hero agreed to save her. As dawn approaches, her body is already changing. She needs this now. He cannot go back on his promise. Something saves him. Yes, the salamander transforms back to her larger form and cries out that she's very hungry. She begs her master to save her. It's the perfect excuse. Saras latches onto it immediately, saying he needs to help this one first, then he'll come back for Ithoth. He bolts toward the kitchen. His hands shake as he starts cooking, buying time. If he doesn't save the demon goddess somehow, he won't get his antidote. But what she's asking for is absolutely not happening. He knows there has to be another solution. There has to be. Ithoth doesn't want to wait. She approaches from behind while he's focused on the stove, her steps silent. She grabs him. Saras nearly has a heart attack. He screams, grabs the pot of food and runs again, shouting that he'll save the other girl first and that the food is ready. Ithoth curses her weakened body. She can't overpower him in this form. He rushes into the living room looking for Yes. He spots a little tail disappearing around a corner and follows it to the bathroom. There, he finds the salamander drinking something from a bottle. His heart stops when he realizes it's disinfectant. He starts yelling that she can't drink that, but Yes just looks at him with pure contentment, saying it tastes great. Sometime later, Yes is finally eating actual food. Ithoth announces that it's her turn now. Saras trembles, trying to find words, any words, to buy more time. She doesn't want to hear excuses. She attacks, throwing him against the wall, saying she wants to do this now. Yes continues eating in the background, completely unbothered. Then something unexpected happens. The terminal flashes a notification. His items have reached their usage time limit. His armor vanishes. 1 second he's clothed, the next he's extremely not. Ithoth pauses, genuinely surprised by this development. The terminal continues its notification. Mission required. Go outside in his current state. Penalty for refusal. Being sucked into the reverse paradise. A door materializes nearby. Against his better judgment, Saras peeks inside. The room beyond is filled with muscular men in their underwear, posing dramatically, their oiled bodies glistening under mysterious lighting. He slams the door shut, screaming that this is terrible. He looks down at himself, then at the tiny scrap of material the system considers sufficient coverage. It's not. He asks how anyone is supposed to cover anything with something this small. Impossible. He tells Ithoth and Yes that he needs to go outside for a moment, asks Yes to watch the demon goddess while he's gone. Yes stares at him, genuinely confused, asking if this is how humans normally go for strolls. She offers him some of the disinfectant she was drinking earlier. Ithoth declines, not interested in cleaning products. Desperate for anonymity, Saras grabs a cloth and wraps it around his face. If nobody can identify him, maybe this won't completely destroy his reputation. He takes a deep breath, opens the door, and steps into the city. He runs, fast, heading toward the shopping district where he can find something to wear. Ghana, lurking somewhere nearby, perks up. She senses the human's presence, the one who stole her mistress. She can feel him in this area, running very fast but still trackable. Sarah sprints through the streets, arms waving for balance, drawing every eye in a 3-block radius. People stop and stare in horror at the nearly naked man with a cloth over his face barreling past them. Someone screams, someone covers their child's eyes. A group of concerned citizens tries to block his path, thinking they need to stop whatever crime is about to happen. He weaves around them, still running, heading deeper into the populated area. More people, more witnesses, more strangers seeing things they can never unsee. Our hero, the man who sacrifices himself for humanity, the warrior who faced demons and monsters, is now being chased by civilians who think he's some kind of pervert. They try to stop him because he's heading toward an even more crowded section. Families, merchants, children, regular people completely unprepared for what's about to barrel into their peaceful day. If you enjoyed the story so far, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Yume Recap, and stay tuned for the next video.